Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Tesla Cybertruck. It just got announced last night by Elon Musk. It was pretty interesting. I saw that Tesla's stock took a pretty big hit today because of it. I think the first thing everyone notices about it is the looks of it. That's a very interesting look. I hope that they do some revisions before they actually, roll it out. It is a few years down the road. 'Cause I think it's like when when you signed up and reserved a spot, it said end of 2021 is when you can actually go and complete the truck. So probably end of like 2022 is when you're actually gonna be able to get it. So hopefully there are some revisions on it. I think that if they leave it as is, it'll probably sell well to a few people. But if they're actually looking for the truck crowd, I think they're making a mistake. There is not a single truck person that I know that actually wanted one of these. Besides people, there are some people that I know who have trucks who just have a ton of money, so they wanted one, so they ended up putting an order in. But the majority of the people that I saw on my Facebook and then on the internet like Twitter, Instagram, it was people who live in like Silicon Valley, in California, places where they just want one because it's a Tesla, so it's cool. I think if they're actually going to entice truck owners, they need to show it in some real world scenarios. And I think actually a lot of truck companies, even Ford, Dodge, Chevy, I think they could do this too. I'm sure there's that everyone's seen that Ford F-150 commercial where it's like towing like a train or something like that. If you want to actually impress real truck owners, have that thing towing a big ass trailer up a steep incline and see how it does. That's how you're going to get real truck owners. They don't really, I think they could probably overlook some of the more extreme looks if it actually did what it was supposed to. But as it stands right now, when it's just sort of numbers out there, I don't see a lot of truck people actually going for. So if it doesn't appeal to truck owners, who does it appeal to? Like I was alluding to before, it is a lot of, Silicon Valley types, hipsters, your typical just people on the coast who don't actually utilize a truck. Me being here in the Midwest, I know a lot of truck owners, I know a lot of people who actually use their trucks for, what they're intended for, and no one that actually uses their truck has any interest in buying one. That being said, I actually did put a $100 deposit on one because hey, why not? My hope is that they do revise it, and if they become scarce, hopefully then you can get one. If you're in line and you have one reserved, you can get one and then maybe resell it. I have no interest in actually owning one. Me personally, I would like a Ford F-150 Raptor, but that's just me. The other thing that I saw garnering a lot of attention last night were the windows. So at one point, Elon Musk was talking about how they're, armored or whatnot, and they could, withstand a big rock. So we had some guy throw some metal ball at them, and it cracked. So on one hand, it is kind of funny because yes, it did crack, and he sort of said it wouldn't. But on the other, that's still pretty impressive. You throw something like that at a normal car or truck window, it's going to go right through. If not right through, the whole thing is going to be splintered and just barely hanging on. So that part to me, I guess for him maybe it was a little embarrassing, but I still think that actually is a pretty solid window, all things considered. So I guess for me, my final thoughts on this are it is going to appeal to a certain type of fanboys, like the Apple fanboys who just kind of just eat up anything Apple does, and they'll just go with it without actually really needing it. And so I think you're going to see a lot of them in California, probably some in New York, Maryland. I don't think, as it stands right now, that you are going to see a lot of them in the heartland of people who are actually going to be utilizing trucks. Hey, they could revise them. I could be wrong, but as it stands right now, I don't think so. And I think it also just shows that how a lot of those Silicon Valley companies, they sort of think that what they want is what everyone wants. I mean, we're seeing it in a lot of different areas, but it definitely in this case is, if their market is going to be truck owners, as it stands, they are going to be very, very disappointed. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't know. I just wanted to do something really quick here because it's still fresh in everyone's memory and minds. So I appreciate you paying attention to me ramble on about this really what I would think of as an embarrassing truck for Tesla.